Hello, Mina. Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be making the rest of our turkey wreath. The sign has been pulled, and this is what everyone chose, is get your fat pants ready. And then we're going to put on our picks, and then we have lights, and then we're done. Okay, so this is part 2. If you have not seen part 1, please look through the videos or look down below and we'll tag it. I guess we'll just start. We have our picks. There we go. So we're just going to get our sign, and we already put the cable mounts on it and everything. This sign is just Cricut made. I did paint this, and then I added some colors in with my markers. And then we're going to spray it once we spray all the wreaths with Rust-Oleum. So that's what that is. And then it's just plain wood. I got this from this wood piece from the Dollar Tree. And then I added the cable mounts. Oh, I should probably say how big it is, huh? Let's see. This is an 11 by like 5 1/4. And it's probably only like, yeah, it's not even 1/2 inch thick. It's like 1/4 inch. So we're going to need 4 pieces of the wire. This is 22 gauge wire. That's 3. And I'm getting about 12 to 14 inches of wire. The longer it is, as long as it's not like 20 inches, it'll be easier for you to put it on. And so what we're going to do is I'm just going to put it through the cable mounts, the holes. And then we're just going to match the wire up so that it's about the same on both sides. And then you're just going to make an X and then twist it. You want a good 4 or 5 turns. And then we're going to do that for all the rest of the cable mounts. And then I just bring the wire to the side so it doesn't get in my way. There we go. And then just twist it. So we're going to put these wires on, and then we'll put our picks on. We're going to do that first because the picks are going to go right by the sign. And it'll be easier to put the picks on before we put the sign on. Okay. And there's our sign with the wires. Get our picks over here. Okay. So these picks, like I said before in the other video, they just came from a lady that I bought a whole bunch of her wreath supplies from. I'm pretty sure that these are on the older side. They don't really make them like this anymore. The little fruit are really heavy. They're detailed. They don't have like a seam going up. I really like it. I don't really like these leaves, but you're not going to be looking too close at those. So I think we'll be okay. All right, so let's get one, and it's going to go on this side, and it's going to come out this way. So let's put our sign like that. So this one needs to sit about right here in between these two. And we do not go through the mesh, we go around the mesh. So in this case, we're going in between the mesh. And we're going to go around rungs 2 and 3 and 4. Gosh. And so this pick already has wire going through it, and actually really strong wire, I must add. So you're going to go around both rungs and then come back up and then go around the pick at the top. And you're going to want to go around it until you run out of wire. This will just help it secure it. You can also use your own wire instead. Sorry, the wire in there is really, really thick. So this is just going to lay like this, and it's going to come out the side of the sign. Okay. And then let's get our sign back here. So this one's going to be laying about there. So we're going to want this one to come out this way. This one I actually have to go under the mesh because it's going to come up on top of here. And we're going to go around the same rungs as well. I just need to be careful not to put it through the mesh. Okay. And keep in mind the depth that you are putting your pick at. You want to be able to see everything. So if you put it way far down, you won't be able to see everything. Do you get what I'm saying? So I bend mine. This is what mine looks like now. It's because I bent it so that I know where I want it to stop. Now I have to put it back under the mesh. Okay. It's going to turn a little bit because I'm going to turn the pick and put it back up. And then it's going to go around the middle of the pick. You could also use pliers, but most of the time I can't fit them in there without harming the mesh. So I usually just do it with my hands. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to set in our wire for our sign. So our sign is going to lay here, just like that. Okay? All right. So now you want to look at where your wire is falling on the wire frame. Okay? So you don't want to put, say, this wire on 3 and 4 because it's all the way up here. The rungs are all the way up here, right? So you want to put it on 1 and 2. This one up here can be put on 3 and 4. Yeah? So just see where it falls and then decide on where you're going to put it. So this one is going to go around 1 and 2. And we're going to put it on loose, and then we'll go back and tighten them. Okay. This one, make sure you're not going through your mesh. I'm going through the middle for this wire. And then I'm going to, let me flip it over for you. Hopefully it doesn't hurt our fruit. So this is our pick here. That's our pick there. This is for the sign. This one is going to go around 3 and 4. And you always want to go around 2 rungs. Okay, let's go do our other ones. Alright, let's see, where is this one from? So this one is going to go around 3 and 4 also, which should match up on that side. I just need to move the mesh around to make sure I don't poke through the mesh. There we go. And then this bottom one. And make sure you pull your ribbon out a little bit if it's in the way, because you don't want it to get flattened and stuck underneath your sign. Go. Once we get this on, we'll turn it around and make sure everything's tight. Make sure this is exactly where you want it to be at. So this mesh is attacking the fabric from the turkey. It's not going where it needs to go. And then I'm going to flip it around, but you don't want to like drag the wreath because of the fruit and everything that's on there. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is, see this mesh here, is you're going to want to push it down so it comes out the bottom. You could see it kind of coming out this side. There we go. There we go. All right. So next you're going to do is make sure that all of your wires are tight. So I just pull up, but you do not want this board like sitting flush up against this frame. Okay, you're going to want it a little bit further out because then people can't read it. So let's see here. This one needs to be tightened a little bit. These ones though, I think actually ended up pretty much the same. I'm just going to tighten the actual wire here. And then you're going to cut. You're going to want at least a ½ inch to an inch of leftover wire, and then just put it over the side. If you do have to move them, you're going to have to probably put new wire on, depending on where it sits on the wire. So if you already used this wire, like all of this, you can't reuse it. It'll, how should I put this? It will snap later on, so the stability is no longer the best anymore. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think this was our first one that we put on, actually. And I'm just going to twist. I'm going to grab all the way down here where it connects at the bottom. Grab where you want it to tighten and then start twisting. That's where you're gonna do that. You don't have to take it off. You don't have to unwind it. Nothing like that. Just grab down there where you want it to start twisting and then twist. Make sure all this wire goes into the trash can. It can go into your foot and it hurts really bad. Okay. Then we're going to take our pipe cleaners and clean them up. You're just going to cut off a little bit of excess. You want them to be about 1/2 inch long. And then we're just going to push them down and back into the wreath. If you have any leftovers that are long enough, I would say at least 1/2 inch to 1 inch of pipe cleaner. Go ahead and save it for when you do your lights. And yes, I am using wire cutters instead of scissors. I find that the pipe cleaners really ruin my scissors if I use them for this. So, and it's so much easier to use my wire cutters. Oh, the legs are so long, it's kicking my camera over there. There we go. All these are pretty short, so I'm not keeping them. Okay, one more turn. Okay. All right. Now that that is done, let's go ahead and do our lights. So we have 2 sets of the Dollar Tree lights. They are orange. Okay, both of them are orange. Now you could get creative and do like the white, or you can do like red and orange. It is hard to make this strand of lights go all the way around the wreath once. So if you did the red and orange, you might have to do a longer strand. These are a 10 count from Dollar Tree. You're going to need a couple of pipe cleaners. Ah, pipe cleaners falling everywhere. Okay. So you're going to want to make sure that when you're doing this, let's turn this a bit. This might be a little difficult. I think I'm going to have to spread the turkey's legs. Okay. Little side joke. Haha. Not funny. Okay. So that we're going to be putting them at the bottom, always at the bottom. Why? Because it helps distribute the weight. And it also helps you turn it on easier. You don't have to take it all the way off the door to turn it on. You're going to want to make sure that you have access to the switch and the screw when you put this on. So I put one facing the left with the screw up and the switch on the left. Okay? The reason why I do that is because it's easier to put new lights in. There we go. And you just kind of find a little spot that it'll sit in real nice. I'm going to have to move one of these pipe cleaners over a little bit. There we go. Because of this wire right here, we're going to have to move it over just a little bit, which I don't like doing, but you just have to live with it, I guess. There we go. And you're going to want to twist it really, really tight. Make sure you level your pipe cleaners at the top. There we go. And then I cut about 1 inch from the knot that you just made. It gives them some area that you can open it to put new batteries in. Okay. The next one, oh, it's right there. I'm like, where's the other light set? Here we go. That side, this side. Screw up, switch to the right. Okay, and it's gonna sit like right there. You're gonna get 2 more pipe cleaners. Be very careful of your mesh because you don't want to go through it. I don't think I said this. I do this around rungs 2 and 3. If you only do it around 1 rung, it's not going to work very well. So this one's going to have to be angled just a little bit, just because of that other wire. That'll be okay as long as we make it really tight. And then you just clip off about 1 inch from the top, and then we'll just push it over the side. There we go. The next thing that we're going to do is want to map it. And what I mean by that is the placement of the lights. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put, and the very first light you should be putting is right over here by the battery pack. That is the very first light you need to put because you're going to forget about it. And then you'll have like no lights right here. And you'll have a little bit of excess cord. You can push that in, and if you need to, you can attach it to the wreath base. This one is going to go, so we're going to go on rungs 1 and 2. That's where the lights are going to go. And we're just putting them in for now because we want to make sure that everything maps out really well. I learned that the hard way. Okay, top. Okay, so I am going a little over the top, and that's because I'm going to put 2 lights down here because this whole section right here is not covered. So this light is going to come all the way back here, and I'm going to put it in between the battery packs. And then this one is going to go right here. There we go. So far, so good. So I usually put them where the mesh comes out on the side here like this. It just kind of helps them keep in, and I like the look of it. But I usually do 1 in the middle and then 1 on the outside, just to kind of even out everything. There we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, you see all the lights? I You can't keep it like this for long. They'll all fall out because they're not attached. Okay. So, there we go. Do not turn it because of the berries and the fruit that's on there. You're going to hurt it. Okay, so pick it up and then turn it. I know it's a hassle. I know. But that's just what it's going to have to be done. So you're going to take a piece of pipe cleaner. This is an extra piece. And then you're going to put it around the rung and then around the wire. And then you're going to twist once and then put the pokey ends back in. If you have a little bit of excess, go ahead and just cut that off. Make sure you do not cut your wires. There we go. And you're going to do this all the way around. Make sure you get every single light. You don't want it to pop out. You also don't want all of this leftover bubble that it creates. So you might have to pull one further in because that can get hooked on something. And I generally stay to one side. So if I do the right side, where like on the right side of the bulb, then I do the right side all the way through it. There we go. Keep in mind the depth that you're putting your lights in, if you want them to be seen or not. Because if you put them in too far, then you'll be able to see them on the other side. So lights like this, that doesn't have any decorations on the bulbs, I don't want them to see it. I don't want anyone to see the lights, and so I don't put them in very far. This one has a bubble, so I'm going to do both sides for this one. See how it's kind of like lifting up? There we go. This one we're just going to pull. So this one's pretty long, so I'm going to go around both pieces. And then just go around the rung. There we go. And this one. For the longer pieces of pipe cleaner, you just need to cut where it's done. There we go. Just be very careful of the wire from the lights. There we go. And that is what we're going to do all the way around. We got one whole set of lights done. Now we need to do the rest. Lift and turn. And turn again. There we go. The long legs are going to kill me one of these days. Okay, let's see. Where is... There it is. This should be the last light here. And you can start at the beginning of the battery pack or the end. It is up to you. And that's all we're going to be doing. Maybe let's take this time in the comments to put down your favorite dish for Thanksgiving. I don't have a favorite. I really like mashed potatoes. I'm a potato girl. I also really, really like turkey. If I could live with 3 things for Thanksgiving, I would do mashed potatoes, turkey, and the apple crumble pie. You know, the apple pie with the crumble on the top? Oh. But I don't like the sour apples, the green apples. I usually just make my own pie. Okay, I make several pies because my children like the pumpkin. So does my husband. There we go. We are almost done with this wreath. All we really need to do is put the hanger on. Once we're done with these lights. There we go. And if you need to, just kind of tuck it down into the mesh and just kind of bring the mesh around, just so it keeps it inside. You're not doing all of this to light up the back of the wreath. You're doing all of this to light up the front of the wreath. Make sure not to lean on the wreath, because that is also going to hurt your florals and it'll smush down your mesh. Okay, let's see what is going on here. Let's put this one there. And I am putting my finger underneath the wire rung. It just helps guide the pipe cleaner up. Okay, one more. Oh, this sucks. I don't have any more little pieces, and so I have to use a bigger piece. So one of my pipe cleaners are going to be just a little bit shorter. I hate when that happens. I'm just pushing all of the extra wires in so they don't get hooked on anything. And then I'm going to put this around all of it. There we go. There we go. All right, let's flip it over and see what it looks like. Oh my gosh. Look at those lights. I have some fuzzies. Some glitter. Okay. And that is what our turkey is going to look like. Let's go ahead and flip it back over. Turn off the lights. I guess I could leave them on so you guys could see the whole thing. I mean, you basically did. We just need to put our hook on. So this is what I do with my hook. I usually balance it on my finger and see where the center point is. But this will help because there are brackets right here. So we'll be okay. We have rungs 1 and 2. And you put it underneath, go around rung 2, come back up, and put it around the longer piece. Just twist it around it, and then aim the pointy end down. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and it's going to create a loop. Okay, here we go. At this point, you can poof, move things to where you want it to be, that kind of stuff. And most of this stuff in here is going to have wires that you can bend and move to your will. There we go. All right, well, that is the end of this video. This leaf is fraying a little bit. If the leaf frays, you can always take a lighter, and I know it sounds stupid because all of this is flammable, but it'll get rid of the fraying. Just don't light it on fire. You're just getting rid of the little fraying. Okay? And I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Sayonara. Have a good night.